it's come to the point for me personally where I think I've been going a little bit too crazy on the needless makeup purchases. Last night I just ordered another face powder that I really don't need, and I have like another face powder that I have on my wish list, and I'm planning on purchasing it, and like now I know it's ridiculous. So I'm putting myself on a temporary no buy, but I just wanted to share my experiences and possibly help you, whoever is on a low buy or a no buy, achieve your goals in a hopefully painless way. Let's get to my points. For the simplicity of the rest of the video, I will refer to the no buy, low buy as just low buy. My first advice would be to list down, really punish yourself, really get that whip and stick and just go at, no, I'm just kidding. But you do need to understand in like quantitative terms why you decided to go on a no buy. Take a spreadsheet and either write down the value amount of your current collection or just what you've bought in the past year, so you know how much you've spent, how much is already in your collection, and you can see that there is already a lot of value in what you already have. I mean, there is a reason why you decided to go on a low buy, right? You identified that there was a problem with your spending habits, like you found yourself not being able to pay rent. I mean, there was, I'm guessing, right? There was a vague reason that you wanted to go on a low buy, but when you sit down with the numbers and really examine your purchasing history and habits, then it becomes more real to you because you can see the numbers, and unless you're fudging the numbers, which hopefully you aren't, the numbers don't lie. Then you can identify and go on a soul journey why it is you are buying so much. Do you find yourself wanting to buy things when you're stressed out? Or do you tend to buy things in bulk? And do you buy things because you secretly want to be a YouTuber and that's what YouTubers do, so therefore that's what you do, and you buy an entire collection of lipsticks that you know that are not gonna work out for you because you feel compelled to swatch every single color, even though the only viewer who is watching you is your cat. No shade, the only person watching me is the bird, and she's like not even paying any attention. So another question you can ask yourself while you're going on your low buy soul searching is how much of your makeup is actually for you as opposed to your fantasy self. For example, I in my heart of hearts, I don't even know what that saying means, but in my deepest soul, I hate lip gloss. I do. Should I wear it because my lips are chapped and disgusting and crusty all the time? Yeah, probably. But there was a certain point where I bought almost everything that Emily Noel, every single thing that I bought upon her recommendation, I didn't like it. So that was my fantasy self. I secretly wanted to be a Midwestern mom of 3, but I'm not. Try to friend yourself as opposed to parent yourself. Okay, let me try to explain. You know how like your mom always yells at you? Okay, I'm clearly projecting. So parents and friends, they both want the best for you, but friends will do it in a less judgmental way, whereas your parents will guilt you into doing the right thing. So what I mean is that be your own cheerleader. Don't beat yourself up if you fail. And it's not a failure, man. If you keep going, anything, like any failure can be seen as just a minor setback. Just get back on the horse. Set reasonable goals, like bite-sized goals that you know you can achieve. And I like to compare it to dieting. You know, when you are on a weight loss journey, I'm gonna say journey and process a lot anyways. So when you're dieting, you're not gonna be like, oh, I'm never gonna eat sugar again. I'm swearing off dairy, which for me, I really should. I'm like breaking out really bad. I'm only gonna eat salads for the next year, 6 months. It's not sustainable, especially if you're going on a year-long low-buy. Then you have to consider it as a marathon and not a sprint. So create little like parameters that you know that you can achieve and you know that it's going to work for you in the long run. I would create a budget for myself, and it would be $30 a month as fun money. So anything that I don't need, non-replacement things like lipsticks, eyeshadows, blushes, etc. And for this year, I have allowed myself 4 eyeshadow palettes. So 1 eyeshadow palette for every season. That's how I consolidate my need or want, actually it's just want, my desire for eyeshadow palettes with just budgeting. The goals, ideally, from my perspective, should not make you hate yourself. Now we're going on to a different section, and these are ways to make your low buy a little bit easier. The most obvious or most common suggestions that other people have made. So first off, unsubscribe. Unsubscribe from everything that makes you want to spend money. Obviously you can't do it with everything, but you can unsubscribe from YouTubers that make you want to buy a lot. So for me, that's Mariah Leonard. Thankfully she doesn't post that much, but almost every single time she does a video, I want to buy at least one thing from her video, and they're not cheap things. But unsubscribe from every person that makes you want to buy stuff. Don't allow YouTubers to be your enablers. My biggest downfall are sales. So I am trying to, like right now, I'm going to unsubscribe from the emails, like the brand emails were 20% and free shipping, and that was my turning point yesterday. And that's what made me want to record this video today. Another thing, maybe not so obvious, it depends on if you do it or not. I personally do it, but subscription boxes. Depending on what subscription box, what's the percentage historically for you? What is the percentage of the products that they send that you actually enjoy and keep? Look, if it's 50%, those are bad odds. Ditch them. Just unsubscribe from things that don't bring value to your collection or that makes you spend money, because that's what it's about, right? It's low buy, no buy. And do you really need the 20th eyeliner that they send you? Hell no. So my biggest thing is getting to know my collection. I have done in the past like using one palette for an entire week. So in the past I've done Subculture. I've also done off camera the peanut butter and jelly palette. That's a benefit from having 4 palettes, or like having a palette seasonally, is that you really get to know every single shade. Or let's say there's an activity where you can bring in 5 lipsticks. Sarah Rose did this past year, where she brought in 5 lipsticks and she would try them out and see if she liked them. Getting to know your makeup collection is probably the easiest thing you can do, and not just for what its intended purpose is. Like for your lipstick collection, are there certain lipsticks that work really well as a cream blush? Are there eyeshadows that you can use as a blush? Basically, you can use anything as a blush. That's my takeaway. On that vein of thought, here's a fun little tip. Make your own seasonal makeup capsule. So here's what I mean by that. Just take a bag and put an entire full face of stuff, of colors, textures that are suited for that season. For example, if it's for summer, put all your summery palettes, like the rainbow palettes, the neon palettes, and your mattifying primers, your darker foundations. Put it in this bag, and then do not touch it until that season comes. Chances are you're probably going to forget what's in that bag, so that when you get to that season and then you open up your seasonal collection, then it feels brand new. Or with someone with a bigger collection, that could be like fun. This is not my idea. This is someone else's idea, probably from Reddit, but I tried it before and I really liked it because there are things that I totally forgot, and then I would open up my little bag and then I was like, oh, I want that. Of course I want it. I bought it. And it's fun. The best way to get through your lo-fi is to turn it into a game. So that little like makeup capsule, that's part of like the game aspect of it. You know, it's kind of like finding loot. You can try panic projects, which I find really, I mean, it's not fun. It's disheartening for like several reasons. So if you're not a panic person, that's fine. That's not for everyone. But if you like the idea of weekly projects, then you can try a week long of X. So I've done this, so it doesn't have to be just like a week long of just using ABH subculture or using one product. It could be like a week of using one color. So you could do like a rainbow series, so like 1 week is just red eyeshadow, so use up whatever red eyeshadow and make that the central focus of your week, and then the next to be orange, and the next to be yellow, blah blah blah, so forth, so forth. Or it could be like, you know, a week long of my favorite looks from this celebrity. Or it could be like a week long of different blush techniques. Now on to like the less fun advice, but I think it needs to be said. If you still feel the need to buy, then I would really suggest that you tighten up on your ethics. Let's say that you've been wishy-washy about going cruelty-free, but you really haven't had the opportunity, or you just feel like you're not at the right place. I think during your low or no buy, it's worth committing to your moral compass. Let's say that you stopped wanting to buy from brands that the CEO are racist, or you don't want to buy from brands who the CEO or the face is an anti-Semite, anti-vaxxer. So if you're like, I don't want to buy anyone who is openly racist, then that scratches off a lot of brands that you're potentially going to buy from. See what causes mean the most to you and use this time as an opportunity to really hone in on what you believe in. So those are all my points. I hope you found any of it thoughtful or I hope you found any of that helpful in some even minor way, because no matter what your reasons, how you're going about your low buy or no buy, I am proud of you. We live in a society. We are constantly bombarded by wealth, images of wealth, and overconsumption. And it's become normalized in our Western society. So, you making a stand, voting with your wallet, goes against the norm. What does that say about us as a generation where we keep spending money on things that we don't need? And also, for me personally, I feel like we have a limited amount of time on this planet the way that it is now, like the livability of our planet. So it, like a low buy and no buy, helps me evaluate what's the most important thing in my life. Is it buying because I'm depressed and having like a brief moment of joy when I'm anticipating and opening up a product? Or is it taking that money and spending it with my loved ones, or for me, spending it on food? Anyways, I'm proud of you, kid, and I hope you continue on your journey, learn a lot of things, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.